Good morning, all. Well, today I'd like to talk about that little stinky fish that's the least popular of all American fishes. Yes, the one that comes from Portugal, the sardine. I've been eating sardines my entire life. All right. And I've been putting up with it too, because, it 25 cents a can or so when I was a boy, you could make several lunches out of a can of sardines. And we didn't have a lot of money. And so, I used to eat sardine sandwiches at school frequently. And my favorite way was sardines with mayo, brown mustard, and onions, which really stunk. You should have seen the kids at the lunchroom table. Yeah, I've been putting up with abuse over what I was eating for a long time. Yeah, I've been eating the sardines since I was the littlest boy, and I have continued eating them throughout my life. There's times when I was a single man wandering around footloose and fancy-free again. 25 cents a can, 89 cents a can. Yeah, that's food. Sardines are extremely nutritious. Okay, the little fish is actually a healthy thing to eat. They contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are really good for the bloodstream and the heart. They contain lots of calcium because we eat them bones and all. Now, the bones are cooked soft in the sardines, and so we consume them. They're also an excellent source of protein. Convenient, comes in little cans. You live here in Hawaii, for instance, we got what we call hurricane food. Spam is hurricane food, needs no refrigeration. Canned tuna, canned sardines, again, hurricane food. You can live on this stuff, and it doesn't need to be stored, in any way besides stacked up somewhere in the shade. So it's good for the heart, for the bones, and it's also good for the immune system. The omega-3s help with the immune system. Now, again, as I said, the sardine, for me, has been one of the reasons other human beings have maligned me as a person over years, because I like to eat sardines. Now, I have a very good sense of smell, and I can smell the sardine, but I don't find the smell objectionable like a lot of Americans do. But nevertheless, partially probably on the health benefits of this fish, but mostly I think it's because of tinfluencers on the internet, people who have been influencing sardines. Yeah, as you go out there on the internet and look around, you're going to find all kinds of people showing you dozens of different ways to eat that little tin fish. This has caused an increase of about 10% in the popularity of the sardine in the United States in recent years. Yeah, the little stinky fish is gaining popularity with us. That's a good thing, I guess, as far as I'm concerned, except unfortunately, sardines are also experiencing a population decline in the oceans at the moment. Now, I don't think anybody really knows whether this is overfishing, changes in ocean conditions because of climate, but there aren't as many sardines as there used to be. Portugal is the number one producer of sardines on the planet. They're the big guys. California has plenty of them up and down the coast. There used to be sardine canneries like in Monterey and places like that. I don't know if we even have a sardine fishing industry in this country anymore. Things like, King Oscar, that comes from Norway, and most of the rest of them come out of Portugal. They produce the largest amount of sardines anywhere on the planet. Now, Ellen and I periodically will eat sardines for dinner. It will be one of those types of dinners where I will lay out goat cheese, crackers, maybe a little sourdough. I'll put out some cheddar cheese, aged cheddar cheese, We'll cut up pieces of fruit. put them out on a plate. Maybe apples, oranges, something on this order, and sardines and maybe herring. We will sit down and this will be dinner. Yeah, eat sardines and cheese and crackers and feast on fruit and call that dinner. Especially if we've had a great big lunch. I'm still pretty full. We'll make a dinner like this one. So for years we've been eating sardines periodically, maybe even as often as once a month or every 2 months or so. More so lately. Yeah, I eat more of them lately. Now that I'm retired and I cook all 3 meals every day, you better believe a can of sardines is a relief. If I can put it out on a plate with some crackers and go, dinner. Yeah. So anyway, so Ellen does most of the shopping. I don't like getting down to the stores much. And she will bring home sardines that look interesting. She'll bring home sardines that are on sale, the local KTA store, it's a supermarket. They stock mostly Beach Cliff and King Oscar brand. There's a few others, but maybe some Four Seasons. But the health food store in town also has a few fancier varieties where you get some Portuguese packed in pure olive oil and things like this, And so we've had numerous different forms of sardine at the table over time. Well, one day she brought home a can. I think it came from the health food store in olive oil, and they were the most beautiful little silver fish. They were sometimes sardines look more like kipper snacks. They're too big, I've opened cans of sardines before where there was barely 2 fish in the can. In my mind, a can of sardines ought to have at least a dozen little fishes in there, that size. And that's what this was. And they were really good. She couldn't remember where she bought them. And so forever after, she has been trying this sardine and that sardine, and then forgetting that she bought all those sardines and buying more sardines. I have a stack of sardines in the cabinet about this high that we've been working our way through, still trying to find that one can. In the process, what I discovered, it didn't really seem to matter how much money was being paid for the sardine. Yeah, for instance, the Beach Cliff sardine is about the cheapest one on the market. The sardine here in Hawaii even, and there's a special, I can get it for somewhere darn near around $1 a can. That's pretty good these days. And it tastes fine. Yeah, and they do come packed in a variety of different materials. I've seen them in tomato sauce. I've seen them in Tabasco sauce. I've seen them packed in mustard sauce. I've seen them packed in soybean oil, and I've seen them packed in water. We mostly have them in water most of the time. Out of curiosity, and when I was hearing that sardine popularity is increasing, and I saw a show on CBS this week. It's still posted on the web there. You can find it about Americans and sardines, and a lady from Portugal who opened a sardine store in New York City, and how much response she's getting on a store that sells entirely sardines wall to wall. She claims it's becoming more popular here, but the sardine comes packed in a variety of different ways. There are all sorts of different. There's skinless sardines. There's boneless sardines. For the most part, most sardines are with skin and bones, and that's one reason they're good. Sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what's going on with a product, one of the easiest ways to figure that one out is Amazon. Yeah, I typed sardines into Amazon. Oh my goodness. It must be picking up in popularity. There were 7 full pages of sardines on Amazon. 7 pages of canned little fishes. there were dozens of manufacturers from several countries. We had Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Norway. There's probably something else. I didn't read them all. But they come from all over the place, though Portugal is number one. They're top as far as producing this fish. But, yeah, so then I said, well, how cheap can I get a sardine from Amazon? Boy, I got a surprise. I don't know if I've hardly ever seen a price on Amazon like this. Take a look at prices on Amazon. They usually start with a digit, there's a dot, and then two smaller digits. Well, I looked up the lowest price sardine on Amazon is a Beach Cliff brand packed in mustard, and I've eaten these before, and they're okay. The things are 26 cents an ounce. Okay, 26 cents an ounce. That brought the cans down to 98 cents per can. It was 0.98. I never seen anything like it before on Amazon. I said, less than $1 for anything today? Buy them up, man, while they still last. Get them sardines at 98 cents a can. They're on Amazon. The regular ones by Beach Cliff, I think, were like $1.23. They were about 24 cents more for the ones packed in water, but still very reasonable for a very good piece of food. So I said, all right, so what's the most expensive sardine on earth? Well, wow, what a shock. $591 per pound. There's canned sardines. Canned sardines, man. Portuguese, $591 a pound for these things on Amazon, as compared to, on the other end of the page, 26 cents an ounce, okay, for the Beach Cliff. That's an extraordinary variation, and there really was almost everything in between spread across the map. Sardines come in every price. They come in every different container. And I am sure, and I know that some of the more expensive sardines, they are nicer. They're packed better. The fishes are graded nicer. They're usually smaller. They generally will be packed in something expensive like olive oil, and that sort of thing. And they're darn good. Yeah, those more expensive sardines, you're paying a higher price. Maybe you're even out as much as, $15 a pound, $20 a pound when you break it down. They're good, but they aren't enough better, in my opinion. And they certainly aren't any better for you as far as the health is concerned. Yeah, same protein, same calcium, same omega-3 fatty acid. Now, I don't usually promote the consumption of things that for lately seems to be in decline, but truth is almost everything we pull out of the sea these days is in decline. The GMO Franken salmon that were being farmed on the West Coast, so they broke loose from the pens, and so now they're out there mingling with the ordinary salmon. We will see what comes of that mess. Because of ocean waters, jellyfish are breeding better than they ever did. We're looking forward to a future of lots and lots and lots of jellyfish in the ocean and a lot less sardines. Nevertheless, all the little silver fishes that are in cans on the store shelves right now, consuming them is not going to harm the population of the fish in the ocean. No, they're already dead. Okay, so I don't know how much it really matters, but you may want to concern yourself with the fact that sardines don't seem to be as abundant as they once were, but then again, nothing in the ocean is these days. Hang loose, folks. Aloha.